Hello and welcome to another amazing episode of Uncommon Conversations. I'm your host, Jaja C. Hubbard, and you know each and every week I bring you amazing guests from the community that are doing some really, really great things for you and I. Listen, this young lady that I have today is a pillar in the community. She's doing some amazing things with women around the world. Not only is she a mother, a wife, and an entrepreneur, she's the daughter of Dr. Dorinda Clark Cole and the one and only Greg Cole Sr. Listen, I have the honor and privilege of calling this young lady my friend. Help me welcome Miss Nakia Cole Beach. Hey, Nikki, how are you?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I love you. Appreciate you.
Listen, I love you and I appreciate you. I am super duper grateful that, because I know you're booked and busy and you're blessed. You just came off of the Stellars off the road because you are the role manager director of the Clark sisters, the legendary Clark sisters, and you are the founder and owner of GT Good Thing, okay, as well as GT Productions. I'm gonna call you Lil Spike Lee, okay, because
I like that.
Yes, you are really doing some really, really great things in the community, and I want to dive right into it. Growing up, you are the big sister to your little brother and the daughter of Dr. Dorinda Clark Cole, one of my mentors. What was that like growing up, being the daughter of a great gospel singer?
Well, it had its ups and downs. It wasn't fun. It wasn't easy because, being in that caliber of, being in the limelight all the time. So that was something that I really wasn't enthused with. I was just a regular person. So it took a lot in me to become a people's person and really just barely having my mother with me because she was always gone. So by being that I'm grown and older enough and traveling with her, I kind of understand the dynamics of what she had to, sacrifice as becoming who she is, other than having a 9-to-5. But as her career took a toll, those are the things that you have to deal with as far as sacrificing your family and, time and all of that, which is the most important, vital parts of your life, is that young time and growing up. And so that was pretty much, it was not going to say taken from me because it wound up being a great factor at the end. But then it was like, I did want my mother, with me to do these type of outings, but it was just her schedule kind of conflicted to where she couldn't be at those things. So it kind of had its ups and downs, but I received the benefits from it. It's all good and then it's all bad in it. So I just take it for what it is, for all the good that's in it. But yeah, it's been a journey. It's a great journey, but you just live and learn from it. So it's been great.
And you know what? You mentioned something, growing up, having that relationship with your mom, knowing that she was out doing kingdom work and kingdom ministry. And I saw you mention, in comparison to some parents who had a 9-to-5 and even, them being able to be taken from their, their children because of work. Now, growing up, what was that like, you and your brother's relationship? Because ultimately, you have to watch him and be his big sister. And you're actually the big cousin to everybody, really. How was that like? What was that like growing up?
Well, it was a great experience because, like I had older people that I looked up to, but it was just amazing to have, my brother, of course, and then my cousins that looked up to me as being the big cousins, still to this day. And then seeing them grown now, it's just like, wow, so me and my brother, we had a great relationship. We was able to be understanding and knowing that, the decisions that my mom made as far as, that was ordained in her life, that was just part of it. So we just had to learn to adapt to it. Thank God for my father, Greg Cole Sr., who really pretty much stepped in, being that father figure, along with being playing the role of being a mother and father. Because, as your daughter, he had to do some things that, the mother is normally there to do, but, he had to take care of me at times. Even when I was a baby, he had to change the diapers, of course, and then growing up as becoming a woman, it was things that my mom wasn't there that I had to deal with him. He had to deal with me and helping me, as I going along with my journey. It's growing up, adolescent years. So that was kind of, shaky. But at the same time, it was like, okay, he's living and learning. He understanding that his wife, is doing things that, she's following on her dreams. And so to say that, he was a regular man, working working at Ford Motor Company. He's now a retiree. So everything paid off, and it reaped in good ways. And then it also was a learning lesson, as I'm growing up, just being a mother, wife now, and knowing the sacrifices and the challenges that you have to deal with, along with trying to make ends meet, even if you're not traveling as being your job. It's just a regular 9 to 5. You're just going for those 8-9 hours, and then you back home. But it was kind of, it was a strategic thing, but it was like, okay, sometimes you got kind of gotten out of order, out of whack of the routine, because it was just, everyday life, which you kind of get tired of sometimes. But you just learn to just stick with it and adapt to the program of it. So that was just really what it was. We just had to learn to adapt to it.
Speaking of adapting, Nikki, you have such a great spirit. You're such a supportive friend, and the love that you have displayed throughout your relationships. You can definitely tell that you grew up and are loved. What are some of the things that your father and your mother taught you that you are now teaching your children?
Well, for one, you have to be nice. It pays to be nice. It pays to speak. And just the whole manners in general, just being having manners and being respectful. It's times of us when we grew up, we knew not to stare at people, that type of thing. So I'm teaching my kids, if you're going to stare, then have something to stare about, which means have something to spark up the reasons of you staring. Like if you have something to ask, a question, or if it's something that's, you want to know about that person, just go into it, don't stare at them. So that was just a big thing, because my kids to this day, they're very big starers. I'm trying to teach them. And then just like I said, the respect and the morals and values, and understanding that you come across people in life that are for you, and then there's some that are not. And just knowing the do's and the don'ts, and kind of having that, I guess that's as we get older, but some type of discerning. Like, I don't know, we have it when we're younger, but when it comes to fruition of what that person is, or who that person is, you start digging into who you are and becoming, and seeing and meeting other people. Right. It's just best to just be nice. Just be nice to people. Don't act stuck up. Yeah. And that's why I'm glad that my parents have taught me, like, no matter what, this glitz and glam stuff is not gonna make you who you are. You know what I'm saying? That's just that just comes with it.
And you know what? Speaking, Nikki, of representation, you are a native Detroiter. A lot of people know it, but a lot of people don't know it. And tell me, growing up in Detroit, you're always representing Detroit for the better and the best. What were some of the things that the community influenced you to be better, and what ways that you influenced the community?
Well, Joshua, you are really taking me there. Like, girl, yes. So, like, of course, I'm born and raised in Detroit, West Side, Schoolcraft, Archdale. And of course, that was the hood. That is the hood. I'm born and raised in the real parts of the hood. So that really helped. I'm so glad that I was able to be a part of that culture, because of being that I had dealings, just growing up in life, and like growing up in church in general. You have these decisions that you want to make, and you want to be home. You want to be home. You don't want to always be gone. So I was always the type that always wanted to be home. Always was like staying in the hood. If I was playing basketball, because I was a hooper at the time, so I always just wanted to be home, and just chill, just very chilled out. Like, it was times we was drugged. We mentioned that as growing up in the church, we are drugged to church, and there's times that we don't want to go to church as kids. So that was like a challenge for me, because I'm like, I want to play with my friends,
Yeah.
go back into being that I am, have moved out the hood and in the suburbs now. So it's like I still have this drive of wanting to be part of the hood.
We'll be right back with a quick commercial break. You're going to hear more from my great friend, Miss Nakia Cole Beach. We're going to be talking all about the GT movement and the GT Foundation right after this. Are you looking for a wedding officiant? Are you a newly engaged couple? Having a hard time finding somewhere to get married in downtown Detroit? Well, guess what? United Vows Wedding Officiant Services is right here servicing the Metro Detroit area. If you would like to schedule your appointment with us, just dial 1-866 to marry you. That's 1-866 to marry you. Listen, where love flows, marriage follows. Reach us at 1-866 to marry you, or check us out at the web at www.unitedvows.com. Hey guys, it's your host Jaja, and you are watching Uncommon Conversations. Listen, I have an amazing guest. You already know Miss Nakia Cole Beach is in the building, entrepreneur, founder, and CEO of Good Thing. And you already know she's the daughter of the Rose. I'm talking about Dr. Dorinda Clark Cole. Nikki, we back, girlfriend. Listen, talking all about Good Thing. Tell me about the organization, the movement. Where did it come from? The seed. Tell the viewers all about this amazing organization.
Well, of course, Good Thing Worldwide. That is my baby that I finally birthed. It's a movement. It's a lifestyle. This was something that wasn't even nowhere near close of becoming a brand. This was something that I played with. This is something that I played with when I was younger, as being a teenager, and you going into that phase of, having boyfriends and you dealing with guys in general. And so it was a thing that I would always say, like, he's messing with it. He missing out on a good thing. He messing over a good thing. Like, I ain't got time for him. I'm not giving him no more of my time, because he don't know what he don't realize what he has. So it's pretty much played into that. And then as I gotten, growing up and living life and finding myself, it just became something in general, like GT, like Good Thing. You think of Good Thing, you think of all the good things that in that one particular woman, the worth, the value, the meaning of what she is as becoming who she's trying to become. So not knowing that this was something that I didn't know nothing about it being in the Bible. Like, all this time I was in the street. So of course I had known, of course, my few little Bible scriptures, but never came across that scripture. And so growing up and becoming more spiritually in tune, it was like more of a awakening for me, because it was like, wow, I'm playing with this in a more not provocative, but some type of other way aside of expressing what a good thing is, but then not knowing that it had a spiritual, biblical perspective to it. So that was something that really kind of like rung a bell in my mind. I'm like, oh my goodness, like, this is in the Bible. So when it comes to Proverbs 18:22, if he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtain favor. So that was something that, that was really like, wow, this girl need to get up on this stuff. Whatever you trying to do with it. If you're trying to bring it on a spiritual standpoint, or if you're trying to just bring it on a natural, regular living life standpoint, whatever it is, it has to come into fruition. It has to take off. So, of course, living life and going into being from a single female and going into the phase of becoming a wife, that was something that kind of really was like, okay, this is something that I can really work with. And God just really led me into this, because like I said, I was just playing with it, like, GT this, like, hey, Good Thing. And so that was just on that magnitude of how it came. But then as I got married and I, just living that life of just becoming a wife and being that down, supportive woman to your soul, to your partner or whoever, that was something that I had to kind of gauge into learning, like, okay, this is what I want it to be. But then when it comes to thinking of being just single, it's like, what are the things that I'm willing to do to make my life successful, even throughout, despite of the backfires of the, the trials and the tribulations, the setbacks, all of that. What can I do to still maintain that I am the good thing and not even being married? So this is a movement. This is a lifestyle. I'm here to, I want to give out, I want to give back to women that has been through things that I've been through. You can't give back to women if you haven't been through. You can't say or speak or testify about things that you have, that to other women that you, if you haven't experienced it. So it was things in life that we experienced, such as being a single parent, such as striving to be successful, even if it's finishing school. If you didn't finish school, you still going back. What are the things that you're going to do to be you without having to rely on that man? It doesn't take for us to have to, rely on a guy to make us feel complete. So it's just all about how you feel and how you making yourself feel as becoming a woman without the man first, because you have to get yourself together first. So a good thing is for sure somebody that got their stuff together, a go-getter, grinder, hustler, all in that same magnitude, all in that same lineup. But at the same time, you're still striving to become that woman if it's becoming that you want to be married. And then also to my women that's out here that's divorced, that feel as though that you're not wanting to do that run again. You feel like life is done or love is done, but no, it's not. You're still a good thing. So this whole thing, this whole empire, we're not jealous related. This is all strictly no deal breakers. We don't do that jealousy. We don't do intimidation. I love you. You love me. We give back to each other, and that's that. But that all of that extra stuff, I'm totally against. So when I say a good thing, it's not also about being that. It's also living that.
You know what, Nikki, speaking of the woman, I tell all of my guests, this is the year of the woman. And the fact that, your organization allows women to not only have the resources that they need, but also allowing them and causing them to be held accountable for supporting one another. Now, we have a new vice president, Miss Kamala Harris, and I say each and every GT. Okay, so when you're talking about helping, when you talk about helping women out, I tell women and my guests on the show all the time that this is the year of the woman. What are your thoughts on this being the year of the woman?
Well, for one, we go through so much. It's every day. This is not like this is something new. The women's suffrage, we dealing with a 2020 version of women's suffrage, but it's just not, it's not as seen or dealt with as it was back in the day. But just knowing that, baby, we is the deal. That's all I can say about that. Like, we done been through, so even with the Hillary, and I'm going into political terms because of the, you're speaking on a woman, but even with Hillary Clinton, when she was running back in that time, I had so much faith in that woman, but it's like I knew she wasn't going to win. And it's like, you talk about the dominating, the male dominated world, and you think about the song, James Brown, It's a Man's World, but we could put the one man's world in that. We could put the one in the man and before the man. So it's like, just to see how we're really in tune and how we're becoming where we are now, because it was such a fight for us to do it back in the day. And then now to see how everything is just pretty much is kind of like coming to pass. So it's a real, like, that's a real deal. And Kamala, she really, that's a sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm saying, like, this is a male dominant world. You know what I'm saying? So I just commend all the females, all the women in general. Like, I commend you all, because it's not easy. And we still get down talk. We still, no matter what the case is, we still have to be a mother. We still have to be a wife, and no matter what we are in the fields, and no matter where we are. So that's a real beacon light. That's a beacon light for us,
We're going to take a quick commercial break right after this survival kit game, and we're going to be talking all with Nakia Cole Beach right after this. So guys, it's your girl Jaja. Listen, I am looking for some amazing people just like you to have on my show. Listen, are you an entrepreneur or doing something really, really great right here in the city of Detroit? Guess what? I want to have you on my show. So listen, click the link below, or you can just slide in my DMs. Tell me all about what you're doing so that way I can have you featured on my show, Uncommon Conversations with me, Jaja, on WHPR. See you soon. Are you looking for a wedding officiant? Are you a newly engaged couple? Having a hard time finding somewhere to get married in downtown Detroit? Well, guess what? United Vows Wedding Officiant Services is right here servicing the Metro Detroit area. If you would like to schedule your appointment with us, just dial 1-866 to marry you. That's 1-866 to marry you. Listen, where love flows, marriage follows. Reach us at 1-866 to marry you, or check us out at the web at www.unitedvows.com. Listen, I play this game. It's called the survival kit. I'm going to name 3 items for you. You get to use one, you lose one, and you give one away. I'm going to name the 3 items. You get to pick which one you're going to use, which one you're going to lose, and which one you're going to give away. I'm going to go into the first round. You ready?
Go ahead, girl.
Okay. All right. First round. A scooter, a jump rope, a water jug.
I'm gonna use the water jug.
What you
and
lose?
I'm gonna give the bike away.
Okay, you're gonna get a scooter away and you're gonna lose the jump rope. Okay, second round. Chanel perfume, a Chanel purse, Timberland boots. Use one, lose one, and give one away.
I'm using the Chanel purse.
Okay.
I'm losing the perfume.
Okay. And you gonna give away the boots?
I'm gonna give away the boots.
All right, final round. A box of canned goods, a fishing rod, a bucket.
Okay, lose the fishing rod.
Okay.
I'll keep the pail and just give away the canned goods. Because I give away anyway. I love giving away food to people. So yeah.
Hello, and we are back, and you are tuning in to Uncommon Conversations with your host, Jaja Hubbard. Listen, I hope you're enjoying the show. I have my amazing sister friend right here with me, Miss Nakia Cole Beach in the building, founder and entrepreneur of Good Thing Foundation and GT Productions. Listen, I hope you're having a really, really great time. Nakia, Miss Nikki, I'm so glad that you are here with me. Listen, this year, as well as last year, 2020, has been definitely a trying and challenging year. What has the pandemic, how has the pandemic affected you personally as well as your business?
Well, it has played a major, it's been very hectic, but I can't say that it's been sad or crazy. It was hectic, of course, because of the adapting to what was going on. And taking us out of our usual norm, so that was really a challenge, but I can't say that I missed out on anything. I just thank God that it could have been worse, being that with me, with what I do as far as traveling, like, of course, that was something that we were going to do regardless of the fact, but that was kind of a toll on us when we had to stop traveling. So that was, of course, kind of like, I guess, taking over our grind. So that was really a challenge, but I can't say financially that I missed out on anything because God has still provided. But as far as my business, that was my business wasn't really like flourishing at that point. It was still at a standstill. So that was like a wake-up call for me, and it helped me to be at that downtime that I had. It helped me to kind of like go reiterate and go back into some things and kind of like get the kinks out of what I wanted and what I really wanted this brand to, where I wanted it to go. So I can just say that I'm thankful and I'm grateful because it could have been worse, but it wasn't. And to those that have pressed through, I commend you all as well because it wasn't easy. Because it wasn't easy with that homeschooling with the kids. I have a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old, so it wasn't easy. So all you single mothers, single parents, I commend you because that was really, I almost went through depression because it was like to the point where I know I was doing what I needed to do. I wasn't traveling, so I was able to be home and make those provisions of making sure my kids were good. But then I had some doubts and I had some, down talks on myself because I'm like, oh God, if my kids don't pass to the next grade, it's my fault. You know what I'm saying? Because the way that the teachers had made it, it was like, okay, they're going to do this online, but then they're going to do 60%, 40% online, and then all 60% is going to the parents handling, So that was really a struggle for me. Like I was really like lightweight through depression. I gained weight and all that because I didn't want it to look like being that I'm the mother, and then of course, you guys don't know that my husband is incarcerated. So I'm playing that single mother field. I know that role. So that wasn't easy. That was very depressing because I had to look at it myself like, okay, if my kids, their teachers is emailing and saying they ain't doing this, and it's my fault. You know what I'm saying? So I commend all you guys that do homeschooling. I commend you because that wasn't for me. So that was really the challenge throughout the whole thing. As far as finances and none of that, I ain't had nothing to worry about. God had me. But that homeschooling stuff, and thank God my kids did pass.
Amen to that. So guys, it's your girl Jaja. Listen, I am looking for some amazing people just like you to have on my show. Listen, are you an entrepreneur or doing something really, really great right here in the city of Detroit? Guess what? I want to have you on my show. So listen, click the link below, or you can just slide in my DMs. Tell me all about what you're doing so that way I can have you featured on my show, Uncommon Conversations with me, Jaja, on WHPR. See you soon. Hello and welcome. We are back. I'm your host, Jaja C. Hubbard. And listen, we are tuning in right here with my guest, Miss Nikia Cole Beach. Now, Nikki, you are from a family of legends. Your grandma and your moms are legends. Your aunts are legends. Your uncles are legends. Your dad's a legend. Like, you just come from a family of legends. What do you want your legend to be when it's all said and done? And when people have to remember you, what do you want them to remember you for?
I am this sweet, sweet person that don't take no stuff. It's like, nah.
Okay, that's real. That's real.
No, but I have the biggest heart. And that's what I want people to know of me, that I do have the biggest heart. My grandmother, both the late Dr. Maddie Moss Clark and Janet Cole, has instilled the best in me. They were always taught me, no matter what, just be you and just to keep doing what you're doing. The legacy is continued because of the singing thing, but I'm going to continue this legacy more business minded in the music industry, even with other fields of my kids. Like, they're into sports, they're into gymnastics, stuff like that. So, broaden what we want with the legacy. So that's how I want to be remembered.
That's beautiful. Nikki, I want to thank you so much for being a guest on the show. Listen, I am so grateful that you took the time out of your busy schedule to be with me today. Listen, I hope you all enjoyed the show today. Listen, I'm your host, Jaja C. Hubbard. And listen, I want to hear from you. Make sure you follow us on social media at UCCTV313 at social media. Or listen, check us out on the web at www.jajachhubbard.com. Or listen, if that's not good enough for you, you can write to us at P.O. Box 27866, Detroit, Michigan 48227. Listen, I love y'all, and until next week, peace.